Hello, Ben here. New radio day today. So in this video we're going to be looking at the TidRadio TD-H3. So this is the new TD-H3 from TidRadio. As you've probably seen from previous videos, I'm not into doing unboxings. There's plenty of other videos out there if you want to see someone take one out of a box, but here it is. I've already put the belt clip on the back. And does anyone ever put the little lanyard on? I thought I'd do it just for this video, but I'll probably end up taking that off. That's what you get. Good little instruction manual that comes with it. That seems to be fairly comprehensive, and all I'm going to do in this video is just basically switch it on and have a look through the menus. But so this is everything that comes in the box. Manual. There's a little USB charger, and you get a USB to USB-C cable, which you can plug, I understand, into the charger or directly into the bottom of the battery of the radio itself if you want to do it that way. There's a little product card there with some information about customer support, and there's obviously a WhatsApp group you can join, or the Facebook TidRadio support. And then on the back there, just a little prompt to download the user manual, program software, and product operation video, presumably from that website listed at the bottom there. And I'll put a link in the description down below to that website, and also where I bought this from as well, to AliExpress and the TidRadio website. Also in the box was this little UK plug. Obviously it's been shipped to me here in the United Kingdom. Everything so far seems really good. The radio seems really solid. It's absolutely tiny. I've been used to using these little Quanshengs recently, but this is actually even smaller than the Quansheng. And it feels really solid as well. It might even feel slightly heavier perhaps, but definitely a solid little radio, that one. The numeric keys are slightly smaller, as you'd expect, but again, they've got a nice feel to the keys. But yeah, like I say, it comes with this USB charger, but to be honest, I don't think I'm going to risk using that. It's one of these sort of aftermarket, made in China type things. Presumably they've just kind of slung it in the box there, but everything feels good so far, with the exception to this. This just, to me, feels very lightweight and a bit kind of cheaply made. So in my profession as a firefighter, I think we normally try and persuade people not to use aftermarket chargers. So I'll probably just use a standard USB socket, or a phone one, probably a Sanyo one or something like that, that's from a reputable dealer, rather than like I say, one of the aftermarket ones. They might be absolutely fine, but personally I just won't choose to use that. Anyway, let's move on to the radio. So to switch it on then is just a rotation of the volume knob at the top there.
Welcome.
And this is exactly as it's come out of the box. So we're going to have a look through the screen first of all, and talk about what the different icons on the screen mean, and then we'll have a look through the menu and what all the different buttons do. So starting with the screen then, this bar at the top, which goes from 0 to 5, and you can just see in the red there, is your power bar. So when you push the push to talk, you'll get a very thin red line appears on that power bar. It's not all that obvious, but I'll demonstrate that when we're on another frequency shortly perhaps. The little I suppose radio mast type icon there is your S meter. So when it receives a signal, you'll get the sort of 1 to 5 bars, I suppose, appear just there. The H will change between H, M or L, whether you're in high, medium or low power. W, I think that's indicating that it's in wideband mode. Obviously if we change that to narrow, that will change to an N. And you can see the 3-bar battery icon there. This is how that's come out of the box, so might need to charge fairly soon. It's already down to two little blips on the battery, but that's just how it came shipped from wherever it came from. Obviously you can see your main frequency there, whichever one the A or B is currently on. A and B frequencies there, so it's dual VFO. Top one with a little green indicator showing it's currently on the top VFO, and then what your bottom VFO would be, and obviously the main display is displaying whichever one's that's set on. So if we press the A and B button, again this is very similar to the Quansheng. If we press the A and B button here on the bottom right, it'll change down to your VFO B, and then put that on the main screen as well there. This little symbol with the 2 arrows just there is showing that it's in dual watch, so it's currently listening to both VFOs, so whichever VFO receives activity first, it'll be the one it will start to listen to. The S, I think, is probably simplex. I haven't found that in the menu just yet as to what that means, but I'm assuming that's simplex. If it shows an R somewhere on the screen there, that means it's in reverse mode for like repeater operation, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm assuming that means it's a simplex frequency, but not 100% sure on that just yet. We'll look that one up. So the little musical note there, that just shows that the beep is on. We'll probably turn that off because I'm not a fan of the beep. If I press the menu button, menu, and we've got voice on as well at the moment, so there are a couple of things we'll turn off shortly. So that's the screen. If we have a look at the keys then, starting on the side of the radio, you've got dual PTTs, not something that we see on the Quanshengs. They have a single PTT and you have to select between top and bottom VFOs, but we can just transmit on whichever VFO we want to just by pressing either the top push to talk or the bottom push to talk. Below that, this button, when you press that one, does the really bright LED light on the top. I've never seen one so bright on one of these small radios, to be honest. It's incredibly bright. Press it again, that goes into like a flashing mode, and then we'll press it again, switches it off, and like I say, dual PTT. Your menu button, not really marked up as menu on this one. It's just a little blue button with BT, because I believe that does the Bluetooth function as well, but that's the one you use to access the menus. So if we press that, like I say, it puts it into menu mode, and then what would usually be on an exit button on a Baofeng or your Quanshengs is just this little orange circle at the bottom here with V/M and the little back indicator on it, so that takes you back out of the menus. Up and down arrows as you'd expect, and you can just scroll up when it's in VFO mode. You can scroll up and down through the frequencies in whichever step you've set it at. If you press and hold it for more than 2 seconds, there you go, it will scan, but you do have to hold it and obviously release when you want to. If you let go, it doesn't carry on with the scan in that mode. So yeah, that's the up and down arrows on there. Numeric keypad, again as you'd expect. You can use that for DTMF tones, so if you press the DTMF key top right there, press it once, puts you in DTMF, and you can press your different DTMF tones on there, as you can see, and then if you push to talk, it'll send whatever you just keyed into there, should you have any need for that. Let's clear all that by switching it off and on again, just rather than actually transmitting it. Welcome. So the other thing I've noticed about this is that all the numeric keypads show that it'll do like SQL, so squelch, power, scan, various different functions direct from the keypads. Now on the Quansheng, this key here, which is currently A and B on the TidRadio, would be your function key. So I'd expect to have a button you pressed for function, or an F key, which then allows you to go direct to like your FM radio, Vox, dual watch, or whatever. I haven't actually located what that is yet or how that works. I've not seen a function key as such that gets us to those direct keypad access menus. But anyway, if we want to go into the menu, we'll just have a quick run through the menu. So I'll press the Bluetooth or menu button. Menu 0 selects your bandwidth, so we can select that. It's very simple to use. It's far more easy to use than what the Quanshengs or the Baofengs are anyway. Move the little green arrow down, and obviously you can select between narrow and wide on your up and down keys. Come out of that one, and then we'll use, so green's back at the top, so we're on the menu numbers. So up to number 1 is your squelch, so let's change the squelch to that's interesting. When I went to 0, it obviously the squelch was open, but when you scroll through, the squelch was still open until you actually made a selection. So I'll put that on 1. We might need to up it a little bit. Next one is your transmit power on menu 2. So again, you can select between high, low, or I thought it'd do medium power, but it only seems to do high and low. The menu or the book suggests it does medium, but yeah, it just seems to be high and low are the 2 options we've got there at the moment. Confirm. 3, power save. 4 is your frequency step, so we can change the frequency steps from, looks like from 2.5 right up to 50. There we go, 6.25. we'll leave it on 2.5 for the time being. Keep going the wrong way. Up is your next one. So 5 is backlight, so that was on 15 seconds when I turned it on, but for all my videos I try and keep the backlight on, so I've already put that one on to continuous. But the options for that are either continuous, or I think 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or 15. Oh, and 30 as well, or continuous. So I've gone for continuous, but I'll probably change that to a 30-second one after the video. Confirm. 6 is that annoying beep, so we're definitely going to turn the beep off. Confirm. And then hopefully the next one will be voice level, and that's off. No, it's not. I want to turn the voice prompt off. That's the Vox level, is number 7. Number 8 is your timeout timer, so that's currently set for 60 seconds as standard. As you probably guessed from my videos, if I'm on the air I like to waffle on a little bit, so we'll see if we can up that to 2 minutes. Let's go for 180 seconds, shall we? 210, or off, we can have it continuous, but let's put it on 210 seconds. I can have a real good waffle on the repeater then. Right, confirm. That's that one. D-weight, I'll have to look in the menu to see what number 9 is. D-weight on, what's that one mean? So it says that D-weight in the instructions is to do with the dual watch operation. So what it actually says is when function is activated, you can receive the frequency of channel A and B at the same time if a signal is detected. That's interesting. I don't know if it will actually do full dual watch or full dual VFO operation, but it'll be interesting to test that one out. 10 turns off the receiving DSC. Or DCS rather. Number 11 is your receive CTCSS on and off, and then you've got your transmit DCS, and yep, as I thought, number 13 is your transmit CTCSS if you using repeaters or anything like that. There we go. Number 14 is the voice prompt, so let's switch that to off. Excellent, that's disappeared. 15 TX select and main, so let's have a look at what that one is. So menu 15, that TX select main, so it'll transmit on whichever VFO you've pressed, basically whether you've used the top or bottom PTT. If we select that, it's got a busy lock as well, so I think if a channel's already busy or there's already activity on that channel, it won't let you use the push to talk. Again, you wouldn't want to use that on repeaters, because obviously it's not going to let you transmit, presumably. I think that's what that one does. Let's look at 16. So you can 16 is where you add channels to your scan. It's not going to let me do that at the moment, presumably, because it's in VFO mode. It's not in channel mode. I guess I'd have to be in channel mode to let it do that, perhaps. So menu 17 is what your scan mode does. There's 3 different scan modes there. You've got CO, SE and TO. So TO is time operated scan, so if it stops on a signal, once that carrier drops, it'll wait 5 seconds and then it'll carry on scanning again. CO is carrier operated scan, so again it will stop scanning, but as soon as that carrier drops it will continue to scan again without a delay. And then SE is the search scan. So what the search scan does is if you're in search mode and it finds a carrier, it will stop on there and it will wait until you tell it to do otherwise, basically, so it doesn't disappear and you don't lose the frequency. So that's your scan options. 18 is your FM dual watch. So what that'll do, you can put it on FM radio, and then if a signal comes up on one of the VFOs, that'll break through. Presumably we can turn that off, so if you just wanted to listen to FM radio and you don't want anything else to break through on the VFOs, you can switch that off there. I don't know if that's even an option on the Quanshengs, because I know I've had the Quansheng on FM radio and then the local repeater comes up and obviously switches over to the channel mode, and then back once it closes. But yeah, so we've got the option to switch that on and off in the menu. Menu 19 is the channel display mode, so you can set your channel names in there, or you can have your frequency or name. So yeah, just what it displays on the screen, basically, either the frequency or the name. Let's go to number 20. So that'll do the same for VFO B, look, so or channel B. Again, you can select between whether you want it to display the frequency itself or the channel name. 21 is the busy lock. So if a channel's busy, it'll stop you from being able to push the well, it won't stop you from being able to push the tool, but it'll stop you from being able to transmit. So you've got your busy lock on and off on menu 21. 22 is the auto lock. So what the auto lock does is it basically, if you haven't pressed any buttons for so many seconds, it'll automatically lock the keypad. So if I turn that on and then we exit that, we should somewhere see that the keypad will then lock itself after a few seconds. There you go. So just after a few seconds, then the little padlock comes up on there. So now that's locked the keypad, and if I try and press any of the buttons, obviously it flashes. So we need to press and hold the top right key just here to unlock. There we go. So that's now unlocked. So if we go back into that menu and we'll turn the auto lock to off again. 23 is your direction. That's to do with the offset. So if in menu 24 we've set an offset, say for a repeater, so let's put in 1600. There we go. So we've set an offset, and then we'll just go back to menu 23, and then we can then change the offset direction to minus or plus or none. There we go. So that's for obviously for setting up repeaters and that kind of thing. So let's change that to none, and let's go to menu 24, which we already discovered is the offset. So let's put that back to 0 again. And then menu 25 is your memory channel, so you can add stuff into your memory channels. 26 we can delete from the memory channels. 27 is an alarm mode, apparently. Again, probably it's not something you want to use in amateur radio world, but it does have the alarm mode, like the Baofengs and that kind of thing, where you can set an alarm if you need to. Menu 28 is Seek CTCSS. Now this seems to me like a really good feature, not something we've seen on the Quanshengs. I know the Quanshengs do the close call feature where you can transmit and it'll find a frequency and it'll find the CTCS, but that only works obviously close by. What this seems to do is if we select that and a radio is transmitting, or we receive a signal on that particular frequency and we don't know what the CTCSS is, this should find it for us. So I'm looking forward to having a play with that. That seems like this could be a really good little feature on these. Menu 29 is similar to the previous menu. This is seeking a DCS, so exactly the same thing again. If we press there, it'll look for DCS codes. Menu 30, you can switch that tail squelch eliminator on or off. 31, you can select your Roger bleep tones, off, tone 1, tone 2. I haven't listened to what they sound like at all, but again, we'll maybe try that another time. Repeater tones, so you've got your standard 1750 Hertz tone there. We can select different tones, I believe. There you go, 21, 1000, 1450, back to 1750 again. Menu 33, we can change between English or Chinese on the menu there. Probably best I leave that in English, as my Chinese isn't that great, if I'm honest. So menu 34 then is frequency hopping, which is apparently to improve anti-interference ability of the radio. Not something that really interests me, and not really sure how that works, but that's what menu 34 is. You can switch it on and off there. Menu 35 is where you can do all your different resets. You can reset the VFO, you can reset the channel, or you can reset everything back to sort of the original factory settings. Menu 36 is the sync option, or SYNC, which you have on or off. What that does is, again, quite a nice little feature, that, because I've seen this lots of times. The question's been asked on some of the Quansheng sort of forums and that kind of thing, is people want a single VFO, so single display. So if we put the sync off and then come out of that, there you go. What that now does is it gives us a single displayed VFO or channel. So if we change the channel mode, if you're in channel mode, it'll show the channel number, the frequency, and then if you've put a name in there as well, it will show the channel name. So channel name, frequency and channel number on a single sort of display. So yeah, I know a lot of people like that, and I quite like that as well. So yeah, quite a nice little function, that. Just turn that off for the or back on again for the time being, so we're in dual VFO mode. Menu 37 is where you can set your push to talk ID if you're going to set that up. Not something that interests me, but if you want to use that, I mean, I have it switched off, but you can have it where it sends an ident at the beginning and the end of the transmission, or at the end of the transmission, or what's that one? End of transmission, beginning of transmission. That's right. So bot is beginning of transmission, OT is end of transmission, both or off, so I'd have that switched off. Menu 38, again, not one that interests me. That's your DTM FST tones and all that kind of thing. If you're interested in using those, not something that I'm going to use as, for anything I do. Menu 39 is the ANI ID, again, not something that interests me, but you can use the programming software apparently if you need to set that up. So menus 40 and 41 are to do with repeater operation. So 40 is where you can switch your repeater tail squelch eliminator on or off, and then on 41 for your repeater tail squelch you can set a delay on that as well. So if we go into that, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 10-second delay on the repeater tail squelch. Again, we'll leave that one switched off for now. 42 isn't actually a menu at all. It really just shows you what version of the firmware that the radio is currently running. So at the time of filming this video, it's on ham _ 240229. And notice they drop out fairly quickly. If you don't press anything as well, they'll disappear. Menu 43 is the LEDs on the top there, so you can set, I think, how frequently the LEDs, sort of standby light LEDs, flash. So they were on every 5 seconds. They would blink together. You get 2 green LEDs blinking, You can set at 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or if you don't want them on at all, you can do that. So those two LEDs at the top there, say they're your receive LEDs, so they'll, like I say, they blink when it's sort of in standby mode. One is the top VFO and the other's the bottom VFO. Can't remember exactly which order they're in, but yeah, they'll go green when you're receiving or red when you're transmitting on either VFO. 44 is your power on message icon, so or power on message, and you can either have the icon, which is currently the TID radio, you can have it off, or you can program your own message. So it's currently on the icon, and I guess the message would have to be done in the programming software rather than on here. Menu 45 is mic gain. Again, not something we see on handheld radios, but it's quite nice that you can actually go into the settings and adjust the mic gain up or down on there. So anything between 0 and 10, is it? Yeah, or 0 and 9. So that was set on 5. So we're going to leave that on there, and we'll adjust that if necessary. Menu 46, you've got a scrambler, so you can switch the scrambler on. I'm assuming that's one of these kind of voice inversion scramblers, like a lot of the Baofangs and the Quansheng will have. So yeah, you've got your scrambler, you can switch that on and off if you want to. Menu 47 is where you've got your decode for DSC. Menu 47, that's where you've got your decode, receive for DCS or CTC SS, and you can switch that on or off on there. Again, not something that really interests me, but that's where it is if you need it. 48 then is where you switch on or off AM mode. So if you're programming in AM airband frequencies and you want it to be in AM, obviously you can switch AM mode on there. When it's switched off, it's in FM mode. Menus 49, 50 and 51 is all stuff to do with DTMF, decoding and encoding and that sort of thing. Not something that really interests me, so I'm not going to go into that one. Menu 52 is where you can switch on or off transmission in the 200 MHz band. 53, you can switch on or off transmit or in the 350 MHz, and 54, switch on or off transmit in 500 MHz band. Other than that, that's it. So back to menu 0. So that's all the menus and the buttons and such on this little TID radio TD-H3. Just on the side there, you've got your standard Baofeng or Quansheng type adapter where you can plug in your speaker microphone, and also you can do programming through the USB cable on this one. Apparently you don't actually need a Baofeng type cable. It is all done via USB or via Bluetooth. So that's something else we'll have a play around with. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this first little video featuring the TidRadio H3, and if you want to see some more, stick around, and we'll catch you on the next one. 7-3.